Okay, are we live? Oh, we are actually live. We are actually live. What's going on, YouTube? My name is David Pounds. I am an athlete at UAB Rifle, and I'm also the guy behind Menace and Menace Airsoft. And this is Kevin the Gibster. I'm actually I like Airsoft, and I enjoy it, but I'm more of a fitness bro, but I'm here to just kind of help out. So originally, my idea for this video is to talk a little bit about Airsoft gear in particular. I know a lot of people get into Airsoft and they have no idea what kind of gear that they want to get. There's obviously tons of things that you can get on the Airsoft market, and I pretty much just wanted to help raise some kind of awareness so that people don't get confused about what gear they end up getting. Eventually, I want people to get an understanding about what gear is going to help them as they continue to progress in the Airsoft world. Understanding gear in a concept. So I'm going to try to put this in words that is easy to understand. So it would be kind of like in terms of evolution. You know, evolution, things progress over time. So if we think about today's society, like the modern warfare, not the game, but like actual modern warfare, we wouldn't be going into war with like blades, battle axes, and shields. Eventually, you know, we've gotten to the point where we began to understand equipment a little bit more and know what's more conventional. It's all going to come down to your needs are going to dictate what you wear and how you wear it. Absolutely. I've also heard from many different people that it also kind of depends on the mission too. So no matter what level of Airsofter you are, whether it's from beginner to intermediate or expert, there's always going to be equipment that is essential to playing Airsoft, no matter where you go. Eye protection is the very first thing that you need to get if you're going into Airsoft. If you're trying to look for a local field or any place that's close to be playing Airsoft, make sure that you check out the rules of that field because they may have different regulations, whether they require full seal or a full face protection. Full seal would be good. Full seal is definitely what you want to go for. I mean, you can get by on some fields with just basic like shooting glasses from like Academy Sports, but a lot of CQB fields and stuff are going to want you to wear that full seal eye protection so you don't get any ricochets getting into your eyes. Let's go ahead and talk about like plate carriers, chest rigs, and battle belts. What you're doing will determine what you wear and how you use it. So if you're in like an urban environment, a plate carrier is probably going to be your best option right at the gate. It'll offer you nice protection up front in your chest, in your back. You can carry mags and things on it, and you can carry, like if you need to like have a pouch like a water bottle or something, you carry hydration in your back, which is very important, especially when you're playing. You always want to be hydrated. You can have a spot for your eye pro when you're not playing, like during the break time. You can take your eye pro off, wait for the next game to start. You can stick it on your flag replay carrier where you won't lose it and have to go like buy a new eye pro. So a plate carrier is definitely something I would recommend for more urban environment. But if we're talking about, like, if I was talking to someone who was just starting Airsoft, they never played before, I would say you don't need anything. Come in jeans, a long sleeve shirt or a hoodie, baseball hat. I'll give you a paintball mask, or if you already have a paintball mask, wear that. Very first game, you don't need anything. If you've played your first game and been like, you know what, this is something that I might like, then we can start kind of looking at different setups, and as he was talking about, like an evolution. Like you want your gear to be an evolution of, you start at one point, realize, okay, this is what I need, and then you progress further and further along, finding out, okay, this works for me, this doesn't. I like this in theory, and it works sometimes, but not entirely, so maybe I'll only use it for this situation. So for starting off, I think you need to look at, first determine, is Airsoft what I want to do? Do I want to play it? Do I want to start playing it professionally? Do I want to start playing it a lot? And then secondly, after you decided that, find out where am I going to be playing the most? And then from there, we can kind of branch off. So what would you say would be the first, aside from good eye pro and a gun, what would you say would be the first purchase someone should make, like gear-wise? Like starting off? Well, starting off, I think one of the best things that you can do in the beginning is to get something like a battle belt or a duty belt. I'm looking into going into law enforcement, so I love collecting police gear. In fact, I'm wearing a belt that I can show you right now. So this is an inner belt. It basically has Velcro on the inside, and really this is cheap. This is only about, I want to say $15, but it's a two-piece belt system, and they're both Velcro, so you can get a outer belt, and it's even better to find a belt where it has a molly webbing, so you can add basically whatever kind of attachments you want to, whether it be hey, you want to get like a holster for your pistol, or you need a dump pouch, or you want extra magazine pouches. That's definitely a cheap, affordable way to go, and you have all that mobility because most of your load bearing is going to be on your hip, and you can run like.
Right. So, like you said, with a belt is a very good idea. Get yourself a sturdy. It doesn't have to be a tack belt or battle belt, but it does need to be a sturdy belt. And from that belt, you can start building out a loadout. So if you're running, it doesn't matter like really what platform you're running for your weapon system, but you can start mounting pouches and things to the belt. So like the first thing I would say is, like you said, buy a belt. You can buy a regular belt or a battle belt. Then the very next thing I would say you should buy would be one magazine pouch. Throw it on your belt, and then you can start learning, okay, this is how I would be playing if I had more kit. I'd have more magazines in different places, and I'd be drawing and moving in this type of scenario, this type of way. Do I still enjoy this? And if you still enjoy it, then yes, you can start building out a little bit more.
Really what all of that is meant for is to help prepare you to get used to some form of kit. So as you know, you add things to your belt or to your chest rig or your plate carrier, you are essentially training yourself to use your gear in a way that's more effective to you. And you know, because gear is always evolving and changing and things like that, there's always different kits that you can get to I don't know, help benefit your style a little bit more.
It can enhance your play style, enhance your effectivity on the battlefield.
Chest rigs is one of those things where it definitely complements a kit that's used for outdoors, where there's a big play site. You're going to be running around a lot, and maybe even you decide to use a long distance rifle like a DMR or like a SPR M16. That's something that I did. Is I used an M16 way back when, and I just decided to use a chest rig. But it's nice to have a chest rig because it's also kind of minimalist, I want to say, because you're using, depending on what chest rig you get, it could either be 3 magazine pouches or 4 magazine pouches, and you have a lot of space on the back and a lot of space on the waist. So like if you ever need more equipment, more magazines, maybe a medical kit or something like that, just throw on a backpack. It's easy to take on and off, and
that was exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. I was about to say, because you can just throw a backpack on. It doesn't even have to be a camo backpack. You can just throw like your school backpack on if it's black, or even like red. Like it honestly,
like a pink camelback if they make those.
Yeah, like whatever you want. Like that's the great thing about chest rigs, that you can literally just throw a backpack on. You've got everything you need. You can throw your trapeze in there, your speed loaders, batteries. You throw everything in that backpack. So that was a really good point that you made.
But it's also important to kind of look at different types of brands that make equipment, like chest rigs. There's going to be lots of them. Fly Industries makes chest rigs. LBT makes chest rigs. You have Condor that makes chest rigs. And depending on what brand you get, they're going to have different styles. I'm going to be like a frogman and jump back to plate carriers, because I think we missed that.
So for a new person looking to get a plate carrier, look at what it is you want to be doing.
If you are going to be running as a single player, where you want to go lone wolf, as a lot of people say, make sure that all the equipment and accessories that you use on your kit is easily accessible to you. If you're going to be running as a team, that's when you can use a little bit more space onto your plate carrier, and anything on your back panel is accessible to anyone but yourself. So like if you have a team member, then yeah. The thing about plate carriers that I thought was important to mention is the molly space. So plate carriers, they're going to have a lot of molly space just about anywhere, and it also kind of depends on what plate carrier you get.
If you're a very new airsoft player, you want to go look at what works. You can look at the special operations community because they have what works, but take it with a grain of salt and kind of look at what you need. Once it breaks, you're like, okay, I really like that. Here's something I would change. Here's something I would keep, and you can go and make a more informed decision buying like a higher end gear like from Z-Shot or Samapo, or even going for a Real Steel, Cry Precision, LBT, something like that.
It's all trial and error.
It is. I mean, that's a huge part because if you, like I said, if you don't practice with your gear, you'll never know what works, you'll never know what doesn't.
Yep. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Tell us what you think. We hope you take our information with a little bit of forethought, and we'll hope to see you next time. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.